to Married Without Children.
How you guys doing today?
How's it going?
Happy
Welcome
Sunday.
back. Beautiful Sunday afternoon, evening. So we're bringing y'all another topic about
the foundation of marriage.
Foundation of marriage.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just from our perspective, I mean, obviously we're no experts, of course, and none of that.
Mm-hmm.
But just some things that you may be struggling with in your marriage or what have you, and just like a scripture we wanted to share with you guys that would be great for you to implement, and we can just start off with that scripture.
Okay. Scripture.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're coming from 1 Corinthians 13 and 4. Okay. It says, love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves.
Let's read that one more time. Let's read it one more time. That's for anybody that didn't quite get it. And can we read it a little bit slower here?
Love is patient. Love is kind.
Yes.
It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves.
Yes, I think that's a really, 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 really great scripture. Would you say?
Yeah, it's a good scripture. That's it's right in the same tone. One of my favorite scriptures, 1 Corinthians 13:13. Now abide in faith, hope, and love. These three, but the greatest of these is love.
Yeah.
So it kind of coincides with that. It's from the same book. So
Cool.
talks about love. It's a good scripture. I didn't really know that scripture. I've heard of it, but I didn't know it in detail that well just before now. But that's a good scripture.
Yeah. Yeah, I think sometimes we all can get caught up in some of those things when it comes to self, and so that's not something that we haven't exercised before, towards one another or someone else. It doesn't always have to be a marriage that you express some of those behaviors in, good behaviors. And some of them were bad behaviors. So sometimes it may just be in a friendship. Sometimes it can be a family relationship, not always just marriage. But it is some really great points to bring out when it does come to marriage. So these are things that we are applying. These are things that we are learning more about ourselves and implementing towards one another. And that can ultimately create a very successful marriage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That is a foundational key. Love. It has to be there, unconditional, supporting, all of that, and that's one of those attributes that you don't really shouldn't have to really work too hard at it. Love is a strong emotion, and it's a in my opinion, it can be good and it can be bad. There's balance on either side of the scale. But it's very strong and it's crippling, for sure. You can. It's just one of those powerful things. You can make yourself, all types of stuff. Make yourself sick. You feel all these endorphins and chemical reactions that happen in your body and all that stuff. It's very, very powerful. So, and it's a key thing to have in a marriage, relationship, friendship, whatever. So, Familyship, yeah.
Anything, any of those relationships. And yes, love. But I think the thing about it is a lot of times we express love, but it's not unconditional love. So when I say sometimes we can get caught up in some of those things about keeping count oh, okay, well, you did this, in a relationship. Oh, well, that person you did this to me, or you did that to me, or you didn't call me on my birthday, or you know what I'm saying? Tit for tat. So that's like a conditional love. That's across the board. I mean, definitely a great foundation for marriage, but that's with any type of relationship. You know what I'm saying? Hey guys. So as I was stating, sometimes yes, we can be, envious of one another, or we can be, selfish. And selfishness can go across the board. It may be sometimes, okay, you're selfish with your time towards one another. It feel like, okay, well, if I've worked all week, I want time to myself. You see what I'm saying? So you have to decide if you're going to step outside of that selfishness and actually spend time with your significant other. And now that hasn't been... Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, that's been one of my big crosses to bear.
I didn't know that, so he's sharing something right now because I didn't know that. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've had that whole discussion about, and that's one of the things I put on...
Wait, what discussion?
We've had a discussion about, when you're working and you working all these hours, and once you get off or the weekend or whatever, you just want to chill and relax a little bit and not, have other work and other things, you know what I'm saying?
No, but I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about as being an individual and being selfish with your time, specifically being a person that's like, I just want all my time for me. I want all my time for me. I'm at work. I just want the rest of my time in a corner, playing a video game, secluded, just me. You know what I'm saying? Or me, just in a corner doing.
Well, that's not for me.
Record music. Well, I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm just using it as an example. I'm not talking about us, because that's not something that we struggle with. He doesn't play video games any longer.
I still struggle with that though.
Oh, okay.
To be honest, I do still struggle with that because it's for one, as I've explained before, I grew up, kind of being by myself, things of that nature, and now that my occupation is, I'm pretty much by myself a lot. So it's like it has to click for me to like know, okay, well, you gotta put this time in and put that effort in and all that stuff and do this and do that, and it's not, okay, well.
Hey guys. Yep. So as we were just talking about 1 Corinthians 13:4, discussing some of the things that are important when it comes to love. And I think some of us think that just because we feel this feeling inside, that's all that it is required of us when it comes to love, and that's not the case. So it does require us to be patient. Sometimes we can start, disagreeing because we're not patient with each other, based on a response or based on a decision or something of that sort. So it's kind of, that's where the arguing can spark, not being patient. And I think as far as being kind, just trying to operate out of the spirit versus the flesh. And so I think that is a case with some, will operate out of the flesh. And then that comes with the being unkind part. You start to be unkind to one another because you're upset with something that has occurred or something that's happening. And even with so envy. Let's see what else it says. It does not envy, or it does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. So that's a good one, not self-seeking. So you have to think about when you do things that are kind for other people, are you doing it to actually express your kindness for them? Or are you doing it as far as self-seeking? You're doing it with the expectancy of getting something in return. Or if it's something that will benefit you is the reason why you're doing that. So that's self-seeking, and we don't want to, express that. And again, it doesn't necessarily have to be about marriage. It can be with familyship, that can be friendships or what have you. About anything. And it says it does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. That is a big, huge situation too. I think in relationships, not being truthful. And I think that's what causes a lot of strife in a relationship, in a marriage, in a friendship, any type of relationship, especially in a marriage, when we're not being honest with one another, when there's not a full length of truth. And so that's something that we all have to learn to do better in all of these areas, because we're not perfect.
No, not at all. I mean, you gotta understand the world in which we're born in is full of sin and everything from this, dark world as well. So, I mean, you have to put yourself in an elevated position mentally to, overcome some of these hurdles and obstacles and try to do better for your situation and relationship and marriage or whatever else, you know what I mean? So it is a task, but at the end of the day, have the ability and the mindset to, overcome and achieve those things. So,
and then also keep in mind everything that God made was good. So everything that He created was good. So anything that comes after that doesn't have anything to do with God. If we decide to, and again, keep in mind, we all operate out of our environment, our upbringing, our way of life, and it's important, like I said, to seek God as a foundation in your marriage. That's the key, because when you walk in the Spirit, that makes things that much easier, I swear to you. So if you have a companion, whether if it's your wife, whether if it's your husband, and they don't know God, that is the key. We all need to probably study more. We all need to read more. We all need to pray more. We all need to do better in areas when it comes to our spirituality. We're not perfect, once again, like you stated. We have those moments where there may be dark. They may be dark because we're angry or we're upset, and that's walking out of the flesh. When we have to continue to try as our best to walk out the Spirit. So, you have anything you want to add?
Yeah, I mean, it's a foundation. You got to have the foundation first, and then you build around that. That's what I typically see marriage as. You have to have the foundation. God is foundation. Everything else you build on top of that, you strengthen and, come into one accord with one another and try to, balance everything out together harmoniously. You know what I mean? So that is sometimes, struggle for most people, or, whatever the case. But, at the end of the day, it's work. It's a work at it. If you have the will to, persevere and push through, then do it. Absolutely. Do it by all means necessary.
Yeah, so you definitely want to do that. Yep, that is the truth. All right. So at the end of the day, we're never saying stay in a toxic relationship. You don't do that. If you can't persevere and push through it, don't do that. But go through everything you can to try to make it work. And so just with the newest updates, I think it was back in 2018 were the last updates on numbers as far as how many marriages there were, which was over 2 million. And there has been over 700,000 divorces. So that is a huge number. It's really heartbreaking. So just stay at it, guys. This won't be a long video.
Like, we are serious no more.
Right, we're in the lounge, so it's borrowed space. So we don't want to take up too much time. We have other people coming in, need to use the space. So we just wanted to do a quick video. And if you notice, I don't have on my ring.
To be continued.
My ring because I got an upgrade for our 10th year anniversary, and it is amazingly beautiful. And I can't wait for you guys to see it. I don't get to pick it up until the 30th or 31st? It's getting sized.
31st.
Yeah, it's getting sized.
On Halloween, which is awkward.
Weird. But it's okay. It's lovely, and I'm thankful to this guy for upgrading it. And
so that'll be coming soon.
Yeah, coming soon. So,
wait on that.
Wait on that. So anything else you want to add before?
No. Stay blessed.
Be blessed. And thank you guys for all of your support so far. We'll be trying to bring forth more videos and more vlogs for you guys and more content. So just bear with us, all right?
Absolutely.
We love you.
Yeah.
Nice.